rings wrapped around my finger, and it's so quiet in the world tonight. Your little eyelids flutter 'cause you're dreaming, so I tuck you in, turn on your favorite night light. To you, everything's funny. You got nothing to regret. I'd give all I have, honey, if you could stay like that. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, it can stay this simple. I won't let nobody hurt you, won't let no one break your heart. No, no one will desert you. Just try to never grow up. Never grow up. You're in the car on the way to the movies, and you're mortified your mom's dropping you off. At 14, there's just so much you can't do, and you can't wait to move out someday and call your own shots. But don't make her drop you off around the block. Remember that she's getting older too, and don't lose the way that you dance around in your PJs getting ready for school. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, it can stay this simple. And no one's ever burned you, nothing's ever left you scarred. And even though you want to, just try to never grow up. Take pictures in your mind of your childhood room. Memorize what it sounded like when your dad gets home. Remember the footsteps, remember the words said, and all your little brother's favorite songs. I just realized everything I have is someday gonna be gone. So here I am in my new apartment in a big city. They just dropped me off. It's so much colder than I thought it would be, so I tucked myself in and turned my night light on. Wish I'd never grown up. I wish I'd never grown up. Oh, I don't wanna grow up. Wish I'd never grown up. Could still be little. Oh, I don't wanna grow up. Wish I'd never grown up. It could still be simple. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. Just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. Can stay this simple. Won't let nobody hurt you. Won't let no one break your heart. And even though you want to, please try to never go. Don't you ever grow, never grow, just never grow.
If it weren't for kids, have you ever thought there wouldn't be no Santa Claus? Look what the stork just brought, thank God for kids. We'd all live in a quiet house without Big Bird or Mickey Mouse, or Kool-Aid on the couch. Thank God for kids. Thank God for kids, there's magic for a while. A special kind of sunshine and a smile. Did you ever stop to think or wonder why? The nearest thing to heaven is a child. Well, Daddy, how does this thing fly? 100 other wheres and whys. I really don't know, but I try. Thank God for kids. When I look down in those trusting eyes that look to me, I realize there's love that I can't buy. Thank God for kids. Thank God for kids, there's magic for a while. A special kind of sunshine and a smile. Did you ever stop to think or wonder why? The nearest thing to heaven is a child. When you get down on your knees tonight and thank the Lord for His guiding light, just pray they turn out right. Thank God for kids. Thank God for kids.
Rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed. You just remember what your old past said. Boy, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend.
So I'll just hand out the certificates. The first one is Connor Wynn. Thank you. Miss Leela Carmack. Thank you. Mr. Case Thompson. Okay, Miss Chloe Scow. Mr. Trip Taylor. Thank you. Mr. Brady Cobb. Miss Lillian Storms. Mr. Carter Smith. Carter, you want your certificate? Miss Adeline Edwards. And we have one for Emma K. Cobb. And my wild child, Avery Bowling. We had a couple other ones that are not here tonight, but we really had a great week with this group. Thank you all.
This has been one of the most fun classes to watch as they go through and just experience things, because to them it's the first time. It's enjoyable and like a child. Come here, Natalie. K2. Now we'll get our K2 group up here. Kindergarten through second grade. David and Vicki. I came back and we were looking for a teacher for this class. So Vicki volunteered and David volunteered completely and totally free will. And they did great. No, I completely recruited them. I just kind of handed them the group and said, you're going to teach this class. David said yes. Vicki said, so I'm going to be teaching this class. But they did great. The kids loved them. I know my little girl was in this group, and I'm going to let David, give him a little talk about your class. It's on.
We were hesitant at first, but I got an announcement to make after this week. Me and Vicki have decided to have another one. And we're starting over thanks to these guys. No, this is the best group up here. Don't let anybody fool you. We're missing a few, but now this is a great group. I could tell you a story about each one of them, but I don't want them to be mad at me. So let's get their certificates. McKinley Taylor. McKinley hopes one day to cheer for the Knox Central Panthers, and we've talked about that this week. Bailey Hubbard. Paisley Mills. She loves Cheetos. Eli Bowling. We don't have many boys. Bella Corbin. Natalie Carmack. What else we got? Bentley Cobb. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Now I have our third and fourth graders come up. This is another couple I just kind of handed them a group, and they just kind of did it. So I was 2 for 2 on that one.
All right, stand up, line up. I told them I'd have at least the best behaved group here once we got finished with them. So, all right, I think Brandy and I both agreed this is a really good group. We've got 2 lone wolves with a bunch of girls, so they've had a great time this week. You can see I've got them to start fixing their hair. You know, we've got Fonz and Slick over here. So they've done a real good job, all of them. I'm very proud of a couple of them that I'll say. Lexi decided to give her life to the Lord this week. So a big help to that was Marley, believe it or not. And I'd like everybody to give her some claps too. So. But we've had a lot of fun, and everybody's played, and they've talked me into going down the water slide and all that fun stuff. So, but we'll go ahead and give them their certificates. Alyssa Johnson. Mackenzie Edwards. There's Mackenzie. Let's see. Kenzie Sizemore. Marley Leddington. I can't see that one. Carrington Corbin. Ian Smith. Who's after that one? Peyton Mills. Riley Mills. And we've got one here for Jameson as well. He tagged along a couple of nights. And then Lexi Cottrell. So again, great age group for Bible school. This is what it's meant for. We accomplished what we set out to do this week. Just one's worth it all. So thank you guys. You guys have been a good group. Thanks.
Good night. All right, now our 5th and 6th grade class. Danny led this group around.
Yeah, this is a good group of kids. We started out with just 2. We ended up with 6 or 7 of them. They've had fun. I've had fun. I've eaten a lot of Cheetos and drank a lot of Mountain Dew. But who's got their certificates? Okay. But Brody, he gave his life to the Lord. Let's give him a hand. But we'll get your certificates out of this right here. Just go have a seat.
And now, am I right? Now, Kim and Jason, do you bring your group up? I don't know. I really like to talk.
You can give it to Jason.
I get the credit. Come on, baby nap on
I'd like to say we probably had the largest class every night. And I'm going to say we had the best class because these kids don't talk. When they get to this age and you put them in a group and you got adults around, they do not speak. It's like scared to death. But
they know how to text.
Yeah, they know how to text, Snapchat, do all that stuff, technology-wise. But this is a great group of kids. I learned a lot from them, and I hope they learn a lot from us. Anytime you can get kids, this many kids at this age to come to VBS, I think you've accomplished something. Because there's so many different things these kids could be out doing today besides coming and listening about Jesus. And I mean, I think this speaks for itself. I think it's amazing. I know we had a blast. there's a lot of nights. We had another helper, Una Bailey, also. She couldn't be here tonight, but I know I'm the brains of this operation in this class. And no, actually, I had two wonderful helpers, and two of the smartest helpers that you could ever find, probably the smartest ever. And one of them was my wife. So yeah. But listen, we had one night we had a water slide and what do you call it? Slip and slide. We made a homemade slip and slide, and they was all hesitant on doing it. None of them really wanted to do it because, you know, at this age you're extremely embarrassed. I mean, any kind of noise, they'll turn red face. But we got a few of them up finally, and they loosened up. And they even talked me of going down it, and my wife kind of lied to me and told me I had extra clothes in the truck, when really I did not, and she thinks crossing your fingers makes it all better. But it doesn't. And then one night we had, we call it over and under. We had 2 watermelons, and we greased them up with Vaseline, which you can understand is pretty slick. And they had to go under their legs and pass it off to the next person, and the next person had to go over their head and give it to the next person. They had fun with it also. And we eventually did bust some watermelons and eat them. And then one night we had, it was all about trust. Our devotion was on trust. And we had a leader, and we had them put their hands on their backs of each person, line up in a straight line. And they had to tap on each shoulder which way they wanted to go, and they looked like a bunch of blind ducks walking through there. I mean, they didn't know what to do. But it was hilarious, and we had fun, and it had a good meaning behind it also. So after my little spiel here, I will let Kim give them their certificate.
Can you hand them out?
Sure.
Isaiah Brown. Beth Gray. Jason. Not that one. Sorry. Morgan Hubbard. Over here. Hold on. Aaron Saunders. Madison Mills. McKinley Merida. Kaylee Leddington. Reagan Jones. Oh, she's not here. Sorry. Jenna Smith. Kayla Townsley. June Johnson. Ava Corbin. Jimberly Hubbard. Isaac Mills. Grayson. And Tristan. So we're missing about half of our group.
We're missing 11 kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a large group.
But we do have a special program for you guys, so just hang tight.
Yep.
could see was the struggle. Haunted by ghosts that lived in my past. Bound up in shackles of all my failures. Wondering how long is this gonna last? Then you look at this prisoner and say to me, son, stop fighting a fight that's already been won. I am redeemed. You set me free. So I'll shake off these heavy chains and wipe away every stain. I'm not who I used to be. I am redeemed. I'm redeemed. All my life I have been called unworthy, named by the voice of my shame and regret. But when I hear you whisper, child, lift up your head, I remember, oh God, you're not done with me yet. I am redeemed. You set me free. So I'll shake off these heavy chains and wipe away every stain. Now I'm not who I used to be, because I don't have to be the old man inside of me, 'cause his day is long dead and gone. Because I've got a new name, a new life, I'm not the same, and a hope that will carry me home. I am redeemed. You set me free. So I'll shake off these heavy chains and wipe away every stain, 'cause I'm not who I used to be. I am redeemed. You set me free. So I'll shake off these heavy
I'd like to thank each parent that let their kids come. I mean, it's been a blessing working with them and just teaching them the Word of God. Most of these kids know it and probably could teach all of us something about it. But these are wonderful kids, and thank you again for letting them come. And it takes a lot of courage and nerves to get up here and do what they just did. And I'm proud of each and every one of them, and I love each and every one of you.
Let's everyone stand. Everyone stand.